and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton, and today we're going to look at one of the new programs in our high schools that help prepare our young people for college, career, and whatever they want to do in life. This one in particular is based at Hampton High, and it is Aerospace Engineering and Information Technology. And my guests are two people from the school, Assistant Principal Anthony Grimes,
Good
welcome.
Morning. Thank you.
And Hershey Mayo, who is a senior. And technically, this program just started this year.
Yes.
But Hershey has been taking a lot of the classes and doing a lot of the preparation so that in her senior year, she's been able to capitalize on some of what you all are
That's
offering.
correct.
How did this come about? I mean, why, I can kind of guess, but why aerospace engineering as a specialty for Hampton Public Schools?
Well, it came about mainly because of the needs of the community. With all the military, we have a lot of military families. We also have NASA, which is one of our partners. So we're listening to the needs of the community and the growing the growing IT population, information technology interests, and there are a lot of career fields in information technology. And at Hampton, we have a lot of business courses to offer to students. So it seemed like a perfect fit for us.
It's interesting, yeah, because you think of, NASA and the Air Force as two things in the community. One, they're employers, and so you want to prepare people for those fields. And two, you've got that expertise sitting right here. And if they're willing to be involved and help with educating the students, you've just got this wonderful, wonderful boost.
Yes.
Hershey, you the program wasn't there when you first started, but you're kind of the model student for why it exists. What courses have you taken at Hampton related to this?
I've taken tech drawing, ROTC, construction, and photography.
So those combined, what is your intended career field?
I want to be going to the Navy after college as a surface warfare and do engineering in college.
So what kind of engineering? Engineering is a huge field. How did you narrow within there what you wanted to do?
I'm looking into more mechanical engineering because I like more hands-on stuff, but I'm open to any engineering program.
Okay, and your ROTC, so far your service has been with the Air Force because that's part of that combination there. What have you learned through ROTC, or why has that stimulated your interest in the military?
I've learned to become a leader and to do more organization stuff, and yes.
Is your family military?
My dad was in the Navy.
Okay, so you have a little bit of a tradition and some familiarity,
yes.
But still, that's a big choice, personal choice going forward, that it's what you're interested in. How did you make that decision?
Well, I love to travel, so military is the way to go.
And you're going to switch. You're in an Air Force or ROTC now, but your intention is the Navy. Was that, how did that come about?
Well, I wanted to do Air Force at first because my dad said it was easier, but I like the challenge.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, what kinds of students are in this program? Because, I mean, it's really wide-ranging. You could get students who are on more of a tech and vocational track, or you could get students like Hershey who are going to college, or you could get people looking for advanced degrees in aerospace engineering for a NASA-bound sort of career.
Right. Well, first I want to say that it's a very inclusive program. It's not an exclusive program. So we're encouraging any of the students who are interested in one of our 4 strands. Within the AIT Academy, there's a business strand, there's an accounting strand, there's an aerospace engineering strand, and it's also information technology strand.
So the straight IT, not so much aerospace or whatever, just IT. Huge career field.
Yeah, huge career field. Yes.
Wow.
And anything, students who are interested in anything from being an engineer to being a pilot, to be working on a plane or on an engine, and or even designing the engine through the IT. So, and if you just want to be in the business sector, you can follow the business strand.
What kind of courses are in the business strand? That sounds a little different.
Well, Hershey, you might want to, what kind of courses did you take?
Oh, that's right, you said you took.
I've taken economics and finance my 10th grade year, and It's taught me a lot about savings and all that.
So, and being an engineer, that's so much a part of it, because it isn't just designing something, it's knowing the construction materials and the cost and how to increase safety and decrease cost. And people don't think about that necessarily.
Right. You can have a great idea, but you got to figure out how to fund it, you know, how to market it, who's going to work there, who's going to design it. So, yeah, it's all, you know, it all interconnects.
So what do you think the future of this program is? So technically, you started admitting freshmen to the program this year.
Yes.
And they will have 4 years of it. Hershey only got the 1 year benefit of it, but had a lot of the same courses. How many students are you seeing? What would you say to a student who might be thinking, oh, this sounds kind of interesting?
Well, I would say it's not too late, even if those students who are in 9th grade right now, or it's not too late to apply for the Career Academy. For those students in middle school, you talk to your guidance counselor. And it's an application process. It's not a very rigorous application process, but there is a process. Students have to have a certain grade point average. They have to have had certain courses already. But basically, if you show interest in any of those strands, those accounting, the business, the aerospace engineering, or the information technology, I encourage you to look into it. Go to our website at Hampton High School, www.hamptonhighschool.va.us.
That's always a tricky one.
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
Well, okay, now I'm old, and I did not really think in middle school about career fields. I mean, I think we're putting a lot of pressure on kids. It's a lot of opportunities because you get to choose from all these programs, but it's also a lot of pressure on kids to start thinking not just about what subjects they like, which maybe I did, but in terms of careers. Is that like a scary thing for kids, Hershey?
Yes. I did not know what to do after 8th grade. So, but my parents helped me a lot.
Did they? And you were zoned for Hampton, so it was you didn't have to make a selection at that point. But kids do now. I mean, there's really different focuses at the city's 4 high schools, and you kind of have to make that. And you can still opt in later.
Right.
And I know I'm a little more familiar with the robotics and stuff at Phoebus because that's where my kids went. And there are kids who come in 9th grade knowing they're going to do that, and then there are kids who maybe transfer in a little bit later because they've figured things out. So there's some flexibility, but I think school is so different than it was, maybe when I went, than it is now.
Well, I think the beauty about the academies are in all of the high schools in Hampton City Schools is that we pretty much focus on the first few years. You're going to focus on your core classes, your English classes, your science, your social studies, and math courses.
You don't have a lot of room for electives that first year or two even, really.
Yes, and based on your interests, that you talk to your guidance counselor about in middle school, they may be able to direct you to, well, you're going to take those certain courses anyway. But if you're really into thinking about being an engineer or going or pilot or owning a business, then maybe you look at Hampton High School's program. And so I think, and there's flexibility in which you're not tied into it. I mean, once you sign that contract, it's not like you're not signing your life away. You have options. You can change your mind. You can change your major. So.
And that's important to be able to do that in high school instead of waiting until you get to college.
Yeah.
Because I've known people who needed that 5th year, even 6th year in college because they thought they knew what they wanted to do, but they didn't have a chance to explore it.
Guilty as charged.
Did you?
Yeah.
See? How did you end up in education? You took a winding route?
I did. At first I was into accounting at first, and then I took a lot of accounting courses and business courses. And I found through my courses, I said, what, I think I'd like to teach this instead of, go into, I didn't want a desk job, and I said I want a job where I can be, where I can help someone every day. And so I started taking some courses in education, and here I am.
And see, that's the perfect example. If we give kids that hands-on experience a little bit sooner, they can say, hey, this is what I like, or hey, this isn't what I like. Let me take a little turn here and think about things a little bit differently. one of my sons was very into engineering until he took some courses, and then he said, this is too practical for me. I want to do research.
Right.
But you learn that before you get locked into an engineering college,
Yes.
and you
I
save
hate
your
this,
folks
yeah.
a whole lot of money
Right.
and yourself a whole lot of money
Yeah.
and stress by learning these things a lot sooner.
And that's the beauty of the career academies in any of the schools, is that it's a lot of hands-on. So we partnership with some businesses, like we partnership with Northrop Grumman. We had a grant from Northrop Grumman. Last year, we placed in the boat contest at the Newport News shipyard.
Oh, I saw stories about that.
Yes, we placed as the first time Hampton City Schools that placed in that competition. So we're
you're
growing.
designing a boat.
You actually designed a boat.
It's like the robotics competitions or the Odyssey of the Mind things. Very practical.
Very practical,
So you
that is.
design a boat,
Yes.
and you placed.
Yeah, we did. We placed. So yeah, we're real proud of that. So those are the type of things that the academies open up to. You actually have some hands-on experience. So you actually get to do what you intend to do. If you want to be an engineer, you actually will get to design a boat. You actually get to see it run and compete with other students in those interest fields. So that's the beauty of the academy.
That sounds really great. So Hershey, what have been a couple of your favorite experiences at school that have helped you learn or grow or get excited about this career field?
This year I got to fly into KC-130 and refueled the is it F-15s?
Really? Wait, tell me a little bit more about that. That's way cool.
We went to Andrews Airport and we flew for about 3 or 4 hours.
About 3
and
or 4.
he got to come.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I got to experience that also as well.
Hey, that's fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I was nervous at first, but it was great to actually see how they refuel the planes in midair. And the pilots were excellent because they actually waved to us and they gave us a chance they refueled several times so that we all got a bird's eye view. We actually sat in the cockpit with the pilot, and he talked about some of the careers and some of the interests that, if you're interested in doing this, how you go about it. So it was a wonderful experience. I think we have some footage on our website. So if you're interested, yeah.
Well, that is neat because I think, sometimes when people think of Air Force careers, you only think of the pilots. You don't think about the people who do the refueling and the technology and all of the background stuff that has to happen. So did you have any thoughts about being a Navy pilot or not so much?
Well, I don't know about pilots, but
You're definitely interested
Yes.
in that. Okay. Then that career field. Well, that sounds wonderful. Thank you for coming. I hope we hit students, in that middle school time when they're thinking about what it is they want to do, because I think we'll talk to the other schools and talk to some of the other career academies. There's so many things out there that our people don't understand the opportunities they have at a much younger age than
Yes.
you and I had, and that it helps them in their career field and in their figuring out life field. And it also, I'm going to ask Hershey this question, does it keep you more excited about school? I mean, you're not just taking the routine courses, you've gotten involved in things that excite and interest you. How does it make you feel about your school career?
it makes me look forward to more things other than, oh, I'm taking math, I'm taking this. It's like more hands-on.
More hands-on. It gives you that passion, and I think that's where sometimes we lose some of our middle school and high school kids is because they don't see the relevance to their future. And this is such a direct connection that I hope it will get kids interested, keep more kids in school, get more kids toward that college degree. Okay, well, thank you guys for coming by and telling me about this. I'm excited. I want to come by and see what you're doing out
Thank
there.
you, and have us back in a few years when we have more kids in the program. I'd love to come back.
Okay, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. I hope you've learned a little bit more about one of the unique and innovative programs we offer here in the city of Hampton at Hampton High School. Thanks for watching.